word was reflect and Brian's word was revolution. As far as reflect, I thought about how we as human beings can reflect on what we've done and try to change it for the better. And revolution, I actually thought around the lines that Brian was thinking. He was thinking about how technology is like something new is coming out every day, and we're kind of just throwing aside the things that we think don't meet today's standards. So I thought that was pretty clever.
When I first heard repair, I thought of Miami and the condition. I'm not from Miami, and you always see the roads being repaired or things of that nature, but then Daniel had another spin on it. He wanted to do more so like people repairing their relationships and so forth of culture. And then reinvent. Me and Diana, we talked more about her actual musical piece and how she would have a sound and it would reinvent itself throughout the composition till the end. It would be where you didn't even recognize that it was the original sound from the beginning. So,
you know, for years music has been used to create societal change. If you look at the war songs of the 1960s, you know, Bob Dylan, "The Answer, My Friend, is Blowing in the Wind," you know. You look at the lyrics, you look at the songwriting, and even for centuries before that, Mozart was using music and opera to tell societal stories, the difference between the classes. He was at the time of the French Revolution. So I feel like the arts have been used to send messages, and we should use the arts to send messages about where we should be, where we should focus our energy on making change in our world.
I would say that the purpose of artists is to capture their time and to reflect on it and to comment on it, in my mind. I think artists are sort of the mirror of what's going on in civilization. And I'm excited to see what has been interpreted from the experiences that they've had with going to the Everglades and experiencing the city and thinking about nature and our environment. So what I really like is to see how artists reflect on what's our lives right now. And I don't have any one way that I have to see it. And it's certainly not about pretty pictures and pretty films. You know, it's about what is our life today. We're living in incredibly challenging times.
And then people could start questioning what this logo and what this project art is. Then we did the logos with the individual words where we would place them, and so now not only do they see project art, but they see project art in relation to like a particular word like rebirth or reclaim or revolution. And now people start questioning like what do these words have in relation to each other? Like what does revolution have to do with rebirth, and what does revolution have to do with repetition? So the idea is that people start, when they start inquiring, I would get into the elevators and people would see me wearing the buttons and they would ask me like, what is Project Art? I've been seeing these magnets all over the campus, and what is this happening? So we're creating this interest. But we also wanted people to feel like participants in the whole process of Project Art. Not just us telling people how we feel about things, but we wanted to find out how people felt about the whole issue, because it's in the give and take that the dialogue starts. It's in the sharing of like how you feel and how I feel that you and I are gonna find common ground. And I think that was something that we wanted to achieve, and that's what we try to do with the wall installation, where we created words that had, you know, that were magnetic, so that the people going by not only saw our message, but that they gave some input as to how they felt about it. Because then if they do that, they start becoming participants in the whole project. And they're not just standing by and looking at the project from a viewer's perspective, but they look at it from the perspective of like they are part of